good crew. That's an AD. Oh.
Well, good afternoon, basketball fans, Viking fans. It is semifinals here on Friday night as the Bigfork Vikings take on the Malta Mustangs in semifinal action. The second semifinal just wrapped up the first one at the Class B State Basketball Champions here at Great Falls, Montana, Four Seasons Arena. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows here from Great Falls here on the pregame show. Pregame brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods. All your grocery needs, including an amazing bakery, deli, and much, much more. 8111 Highway 35, Bigfork, Montana, 837-5010. And Marcus Bagos and the folks there, I know, Fridays, they're wearing all the colors
all blue, baby.
Of Bigfork, supporting both the Vikings and the Valkyries. Both will be in the semifinals. Along with my partner, here is Matt Pravecchio.
Thanks for having me, James.
The athletic director for Bigfork High School. Well, Coach, Matt, you got to talk about how the coach did, both coaches, and getting both schools in the semifinals. Let's just focus. We'll talk about the Valkyries later. They play in the second semifinal for girls right after this ball game. But talk about the Vikings and how they got here. Yesterday in the first round, they took on a phenomenal good team out of Red Lodge.
Yes.
48, they win 55-48 in that one. So they're here against Malta and the Mustangs. The Mustangs easily took care of Lame Deer 68-49, so they take on the Vikings tonight. This is the second semifinal. We already have one championship.
Loyola Wolf Point, yep.
Loyola just got done finishing up, and it was a battle, especially in the first half, but Loyola really stepped up.
Their size, I think their size, James, was kind of the deciding difference there. They rebounds
and Loyola winning that one 63-48. So we know the Rams, one team out of the West, is in the championship ball game tomorrow. That'll be at 6:30 right here at Four Seasons Arena here in Great Falls. And one of these teams is trying to join them.
Will there be another?
And we'll see. The loser of this ball game gets to take on Columbus at 9 a.m. in a loser-out ball game at CMR. So you want to get things done there. Columbus has that 6'9" kid, so I think you want to get things done here. So the Vikings, last night when they took on Red Lodge decided to do a diamond and one and then shut out Epperly, but other guys really stepped up. Nick Walker had 14, 9 points for Wyatt Johnson.
Landon
off the
Byerman
bench. Landon Byerman, didn't score as much, but Jack Jensen really did a nice job.
Yep.
I think he had 7, and I believe Gilliard had 10. But Epperly didn't scored 7, but he had second in rebounding, had 9. Nick Walker led the way in rebounding for Bigfork yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's a good picture of our team, right, James? I mean, there's not really one-dimensional team. I mean, you can try and shut down one of them, but then typically one or two of them will step up and fill in the gaps.
Well, I agree with that totally, Matt, that the teams – they can shut one down, and guess what? Isaac knows, right?
Yep.
And who to go to.
He's a smart player.
For Bigfork, and he did that yesterday, and other guys really stepped up for Bigfork last night. It was a good game, really good game. We really stepped it out at the end. They're going to have to get things really going here.
They will.
From the get-go. First tip, we talked to kids about that before. You can't wait to
they'll need that energy that Jack Jensen brought. I don't know if you remember that game. Jack Jensen really stepped it up, and his energy, as much as his scoring and distribution, was really super, super important when it comes to that game, I think. He just really brought a great level of energy that brought the whole team up.
Well, I look at their opponent tonight, Malta, and Eli Hansen, the 6'5" guy that I like to go inside of him, but other guys can really shoot from the outside. Yep. Jared Ingebrecht, Stockton Oxart, Trayton Wilkie,
Dawson Hammond off the bench.
He's just a freshman. He comes off the bench and fills in as well for them. So that'll be a really interesting matchup for the Vikings today.
And James, that's probably a name some families know in Bigfork. Hammond, that's our old high school math teacher, high school basketball coach and is back home in Lightwater, Malta. That's
his son, a freshman on the team.
No surprise.
I talked to Coach Hammond yesterday a little bit, talked to him, and then talked to Carrie a little bit, the mom.
Yeah.
And he comes off the bench. He played quite a bit yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really excited. Johnson had a great game. Levi Peterson came off the bench. Isaac, Eli, Thornus had a great game. He got popped early and got hurt in the first half, like the first quarter, but he came back and played strong for Bigfork.
Yep.
Jensen, Byerman, Gilliard, and Nick Walker, that's all who played in that. And it's probably going to see pretty much the same thing in this ball game today.
Yep.
Because I think it's going to be a tough ball game down to the wire between these two teams. Even I thought Loyola would take it away, but Wolf Point held right with them. Mostly free downs down the end and made the score wider than the actual game was.
But you're right, 100% right. I really initially thought that Loyola would have their way with them with their size, but credit to Wolf Point for battling hard. I mean, hey, what do we expect, right? Semifinals, state tournament, that's what you're going to get.
Well, Ethan Stack, after 31 yesterday, had 21 in that ball game. Reynolds Johnson 14 and Rafe Conzen with 10. So
hell of an athlete.
Well, yeah, and take your hats off. We knew Loyola was tough. Lost to them twice. That's the only Class B teams we have lost to here all year long. The other two were Class A in Butte Central, who's at the State A tournament, and Columbia Falls, who also went at the State A tournament as well. So, but we revenged the loss against Columbia Falls.
Yes.
Weren't able to beat them at home by 13. They only beat us by 5. So, well, we'll see where things could be. I wish we had Colin Wade at point guard. Talked about that, but hasn't been able to play. But we lost a big one in Cole during the year. So, but as I talked to Isaac and the seniors, they played during the summer at Gonzaga without those two. So, they know how to play without them and other guys to step up. I thought they did a great job team-wise sharing the basketball yesterday. A lot of great passes to end that game. And
I'd say about our boys team, people step up. They've had to step up and fill roles and switch positions and do some things they maybe weren't initially planning on doing, but it's worked out. They played well. Kudos to the coaches and the kids. And
well, I talked to the Red Lodge coach, this morning actually, or this afternoon, up there, and just talking about yesterday's ball game. They won big, so in loser out action, and I'll get to all that where we're at in the brackets. And he just complimented how the kids are talking to each other on the bench. Really good sportsmanship by the kids, and really liked the Bigfork kids and how they played. So, and I said that was a good game because the fans were the way they should be during a basketball game. So that was fun and exciting to see. So we're getting ready to go. 406-270 if you want to text me and let me know that you're listening out there. I can check and see. Bigfork High School band here.
Cheer squad, studs.
Also, Malta has their band here, so Battle of the Bands. I like listening to the bands at these tournaments. I mean, I played
good
pep band in high school, so and I actually absolutely love that. So I don't think the girls' basketball team will be sitting over the student section for this because they got to get ready for the next game. So let's take a look at here on the boys' side what happened here on Friday. In loser out action, it was Columbus 68-47 over Lodgegrass. So Lodgegrass season comes to an end. Columbus will play at 9 a.m. tomorrow against the loser of this ball game at CMR. On the other side, it was Red Lodge. After we beat them yesterday, they beat Lame Deer 75-58, and they move into the 9 a.m. game tomorrow here in loser out action. And they'll take on Wolf Point, who just lost to Loyola in the first semifinal, 63-48. The winners of those ball games will move into the Consolation Championship, a chance to get some hardware and finish third place. Well,
school song.
We should be standing.
There they go.
Yeah, they're standing over on the far side. Lots of Bigfork fans here as Bigfork traditionally travels well on the road when they.
But boy, the road conditions, James. It's been. But people don't realize if they're not here and in the area, boy, this entire area has just gotten dumped on from morning until this point. It hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I had probably 3-4 inches on my car this morning. My AD failed to clean my car off, warming up and bringing my coffee this morning like he's supposed to, but it's okay. I made it here and ready to go for this ball game and the second ball game. So back-to-back games here. About 4 minutes till introductions and tip-off here from Four Seasons Arena here in Great Falls, Montana, the Class B State Basketball Championship. I guess I will let you go.
Thanks,
and
James.
You can join me on the pregame for the girls.
Yep, I'll be back
later on
for all my listeners.
And we can talk about what happened in this game. Hopefully good news.
Hopefully it's good
And then
news.
we'll get to that one. But let's get focused here on the boys taking care of the Malta Mustangs here. I'll be back after this timeout.
Thanks for having
with
me,
the starting
James.
lineups. Thanks to Matt Pravecchio, the athletic director for Bigfork High School. What? Should be a good game.
Testing 1, 2, test.
Should be a good game.
Testing,
you want to win
1,
this
2,
one.
Test.
You don't want to face Columbus and that 6'9" kid.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We got the stash versus the stash.
We got some stashes going on.
Yeah, 44 and 15.
15.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, I remember
this
that.
is the stash game.
I remember that stage.
44 and 15.
Yeah, everybody else is painted in.
It's called the stash game. Oh, I thought I had my mic turned off. Talk about the stashes for 44 for Malta. We'll get the starting lineups, and then Bryce Gilliard had the stash. So we're going to call this the stash matchup here. And starting lineups brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. Was to keep you getting fit with discount on best passes, personal training, Pilates, 850 Holt Drive in Bigfork, Montana, 837-2582. All right, first of all, the starting lineups for the Malta Mustangs. 6-foot sophomore, number 12, Stockton Oxart. At 5'11", sophomore, number 20, Bodie Brendan. 6-foot senior, captain, number 22, Jared Engebrecht. Number 24 is a 6-foot sophomore, Trayton Wilkie. And finally, the guy with the stash, 6'5", senior captain, number 44, Eli Hansen, for head coach David Costin, assisted by Zach Hanley and Kurt Stiles. For the Vikings, well, here we go. It'll be 5'11", junior guard 0, Wyatt Johnson. Captain, 6'3", senior guard number 3, Isaac Epperly. At forward, a 6'3", junior 5, Eli Thornus. The man with the stash at 6'4", senior captain number 15, Bryce Gilliard. And in the post, 6'5", senior captain number 33, Nick Walker. Head coach John Heidel, assisted by Tristan Clark, Jim Epperly, and Adam George. So, Malta in their dark blues with white trim and white numbers and lettering. And we're about ready to get underway. They're doing the introductions here in alternating order. It's 5 o'clock straight up. Scheduled tip time. Running a little behind with earlier games. Take a look at your officials. Corey Cutler from Butte, Mike Erickson from Billings, and Jay Lemelin from Billings as well for this ball game. And tip-off will be brought to you by Gunlock Construction, Troy Gunlock General Contractor, complete home design, builds, and remodels. 406-250-2396 or tgunlockconstruction@gmail.com. Now let's go Vikes as they're doing the introductions here, and we're about ready to get underway here from Great Falls, Montana, the Four Seasons Arena.
For the Mustangs, 6-foot sophomore, number 24, Trayton Wilkie.
I was trying to get Joel Furman to join me.
For the Vikings,
I'll pass.
Okay, next time. All right. That's just going to be me broadcasting. 406-270-7384. Text me to let you know that you're listening out there and give you a shout out. I think they should have introduced Gilliard and Hanson at the same time, both with the stashes. So the stash game coming on here. The mustache game. So we're ready to get out of the way. We got to get going from the tip. That's the key to that. Play our defense. It should be a really good matchup. And 32 minutes to punch your ticket to the state championship game tomorrow at 6:30. Bigfork in their white, blue trim, gray lettering or numbers on their uniforms. And ready to go here in Great Falls, Montana. It'll be Nick Walker going up against Eli Hansen. And we're about ready to get underway. Malta heading left to right on your dial. And Bigfork right to left as I'm sitting here courtside right across the Bigfork bench. Tips it up. Malta wins the tip. It'll go back to Oxart. Oxart quickly over to 24, Wilkie. Wilkie giving it up. 20 on the drive, Brendan. And they're going to call foul on Bigfork early. That's on Epperly. First personal, first team foul. 10 seconds into the ball game. Inbound to Engelbrecht. Short shot, misses it. Walker grabs the miss. Gives it up to Epperly. Quickly up to Thornus. Thornus right outside underneath. Gives it to Gilliard. Gilliard left hand off the glass for two. And Gilliard scores the first bucket for the Vikings on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. In the backcourt, pressure defense put on by the Vikes. Looking to trap. They give it over to Brendan. Brendan, right side, top of the key. Three-point shot on the way. Misses it off the side of the rim by 24, Wilkie. It'll be Bigfork basketball on the miss. 2-0, 7:15 to go here in the first quarter. And gives it up to Thornus. Thornus cross timeline for Bigfork, and he drags that pivot foot. Levi Peterson's grandma from New Mexico listening, and appreciate you tuning in. All right, Mustang basketball. That's Brendan. Top of the key, man-to-man defense by the Vikes. Kick it across, three-point shot on the way. Hits it from the left side. Oxart for 3-2 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Thornus gives it Gilliard. Gilliard back to Thornus. Thornus across. Oh, gets stolen. Pass intended for Gilliard. And rolling it up off the glass. Wilkie scores the bucket as it bounces in. Inbound to Epperly. Epperly right side pressure put on by Malta. Gilliard kicks it over. Johnson back out to Epperly. Epperly top of the key near half court. He gives it out to Gilliard. It'll set up the offense. Coach Hollow yelled out. Top of the key, Epperly with the basketball. Look at that 2-3 zone by the Mustangs. Trying to start our play. Gilliard, free throw line, too strong. Rebound, Walker throws it up, bounces around, and drops off. It will be A foul on Wilkie. That's his first team foul. At the line for 2 shots. Number 33, Nick Walker for the Vikings. As Malta leads 5-2. First shot in and out. And he'll get one more. On your Gunlock Construction scoreboard, 5-2, the Mustangs lead the Vikings. 6:05 to go. Second shot is good. It's 5-3. Quickly in, Oxart. Johnson's got him, cuts him off, gets it over to Ingebrigt. Ingebrigt out to Wilkie. Wilkie on the drive. Give it out to Oxart. Oxart looking to drive in. Up against Johnson. Puts the shot up. Got fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. He misses it. Check that. That's number five, Eli Thornus. That is his second team foul. And the shot is good by Oxart on the first free throw. He'll get one more with 5:49 to go. 6-3, Malta leads on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Second shot off the back of the rim, no good. Gilliard taps it around, tries to grab it, tipped out. Hansen had it, gets it out to Brendan. Brendan kicks it out. Ingebrigt back to Brendan, top of the key, guarded by Epperly. Drives over the right side, right wing. Oxart, top of the key, guarded by Johnson. Looking to throw in. No. Yep, he threw out the left arm. Tried to get Thornus and clear him out. And he's going to get called for the player control foul. An offensive foul on number 5. Or check that. Number 12, Stockton Oxart. His second team foul on the Mustangs. Epperly. 5:24 to go. Epperly back to Gilliard. Bigfork trying to solve the pressure defense. Back to Epperly. Gets it over to Thornus. Back to Epperly. Epperly trying to drive. Up under on Hansen. Kicks it out. Throws it up. Misses it. And Hansen grabs it for the Mustangs. Quickly up to Ingebrigt. Over in the corner. Number 20 on the drive. Brendan. Blocked! By Nick Walker. And 20, Brendan crashes into Johnson. No charging foul. Johnson was set. He'll give it over Wilkie with the basketball. Top of the key, Oxart. Guarded by Johnson. Johnson takes it, steals it, and gets fouled. Johnson with a steal. And that'll be the second personal, I believe. Nick Oxart. And number 14, Dawson Hammond. Familiar to Bigfork fans, Hammond name. Thornus will get it into Gilliard. Second on Oxart, third team foul on Malta. Quickly up Johnson. Johnson left side out to Gilliard. Gilliard top of the key for the Vikes. 4:37 to go. 6-3 Malta leads on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. Oh, backdoor alley-oop up to Thornus. Thornus scores. And a nice pass to Eli. 6-5 now. 4:24. Three-point shot by Malta on the way. Drayton Wilkie. And they're going to call a personal on number 44, Eli Hansen, on the rebound as he fouls Nick Walker, throws him to the ground. 14 foul, first personal, 4:18 to go, 9-5. Malta leads the Vikes. Here. Over to Thornus, left side, Gilliard, back to Gilliard. Thornus, left side. Up to Epperly. Epperly, Thornus. Thornus looking. Got it out to Johnson. Three-point shot, top of the key. Off the front of the rim, no good. And Walker tried to get the rebound. Battle against Hansen, gets called for the personal. That'll be his third team foul on the Vikes. 9-5 Malta leads on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Thornus will go out. Jack Jensen in the ball game for Bigfork. With 3:58 to go here. Brendan gets it back from Wilkie over to Hammond. Wilkie with the basketball looking to drive. Spin move, pulls up, jumper. Off the rim, no good. Bounced around. Grabbed by Epperly. Epperly with the rebound for Bigfork. Quickly up the right side goes Epperly. Right corner, right wing. Wait for that screen by Johnson. Johnson tries to throw it through Brendan. Epperly lets him go. Didn't want to pick up the other personal. He already had one. A pretty smart move. Jensen from Epperly. Back to Epperly. Over to Johnson. Johnson on the right wing. Johnson, cross court. Bad idea. Wilkie picks it off. Blocked by Gilliard. And they're going to call a foul on Gilliard with a body as he blocks it upstairs but gets him down low. That's his first personal. 14 foul. 3:08 to go. Malta leads 11-5 on your Flathead League Lodge scoreboard. First free throw misses by Wilkie, and he'll get one more. Second shot up, rolls around and drops. So 12-5, the Vikings down by 7 with 3:08 to go here in the first quarter on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Gilliard back to Jensen, over to Epperly. Back to Jensen out near half court. Jensen looking underneath. Over to Gilliard, man-to-man defense by the Mustangs. Or a switching 2-3 zone. And I think that's what they're doing. Jumping out, Johnson, Gilliard, Epperly, right side, Epperly, off the rim, no good. Jensen trying to run it down. Epperly grabbing it quickly up to Wilkie for the Mustangs. Wilkie brings it up, pulls it out, over to Hammond. Hammond looking to drive. He shoots it over to Epperly, misses it, gets his own rebound. Quickly out, three-point shot in the way is good by Wilkie. And the Vikes down by 10 with 2:15 to go here in the first quarter. On your Hanson Excavating scoreboard, it's 15-5. Epperly, Gilliard on the left side. Epperly over to Jensen. Jensen driving in, pulls up, got fouled, and that'll be Hanson's second as Jensen drives in. Oh, check that. It's on Bodie Brendan, number 20, not on 44. Yeah, it's his first personal. 15 foul. Jack Jensen at the line for two. Shot up, good by Jensen. Landon Byerman will come in for Isaac Epperly to give him a breather before we head to the second quarter. 15-6 now. On your Hanson Excavating scoreboard, Jensen one more for the Vikes. This one is good as well. So 15-7, under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Brendan, Byerman right on him. Over to Hammond. Hammond looking to drive, the freshman. Up, shot no good there by Ingebrigt. The rebound is grabbed by Jensen. He'll come across the timeline, give it to Johnson. Johnson near half court. Top of the key, going to drive it on Hammond. Kicks it over to Jensen. Jensen nearly lost it. Stays with it, gives it over to Gilliard. Top of the key, Byerman. Over to Johnson. Johnson looking to drive on Hammond. Gilliard. Long three by Gilliard. Short, misses it. Byerman between his legs tried to save it. And out of bounds on Bigfork with 1:23 to go here in the opening quarter. Mustangs 15, Vikings 7 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Brendan across the timeline, guarded by Byerman. Crossover, kicks it out to Wilkie. Wilkie, guarded by Jensen. Wilkie drives in. Off the glass, no, misses it. Hansen gets the rebound, puts it back in. Jensen into Johnson. Full court pressure defense, looking to trap. And foul's going to be called on Malta's 22, Ingebrigt, as a pass intended for Jensen. Thornus, Epperly come in for Johnson and Walker. And number 10, Seth Seawing in for Malta with 58.4 to go. 10-point lead, 17-7 on the Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Epperly over to Jensen, right side. Gilliard left side, underneath Byerman. Backdoor cut, has Eli Thornus. Thornus, they say he stepped on the end line. And turnover by Bigfork. A little bit of nerves in the ball game here. Hammond with the basketball. Across the timeline for Malta. Guarded by Epperly. He'll give it over to Ingebrigt. Ingebrigt going to hold for the last shot. There's 11 seconds difference. So Bigfork should get able to get one more. Ingebrigt going to give it up to Wilkie. Wilkie, top of the key, 12 seconds on the shot clock, down to 10. Quickly out, 34 in the ball game. Also, Ottinger out to Hammond. Hammond, top of the key on Epperly. Kicks it out. Wilkie, three-point shot, no good. Yeah, inadvertent whistle by the official. Thought it was a shot clock violation, but he actually hit the rim, and Byerman came up with a rebound. So it'll be Bigfork basketball with 9.5 seconds to go, trailing 17-7 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Epperly gets the ball in, down to 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Epperly going to look to take and pull up. Epperly pulls up, jumper, in and out, no good. And the whistle blows. First is going to be on Eli Thorness. That's his second 15 foul. And Walker will come back in for Thorness as they battle on the rebound. Wilkie. That shot would have counted. There was .2 on the shot, on the clock. All you can do is tip it. You can't grab and shoot. So one complete here from Great Falls, Montana, Four Seasons Arena in the second semifinal. Winner going to the state championship ball game. It is the Malta Mustangs 17, the Bigfork Vikings 7 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. I'll be back after this timeout from Great Falls. All right, back in Great Falls. The Vikings trail by 10. Have 8 minutes to get close before halftime. They'll get the basketball to start the second quarter. And Gilliard starters back, except Eli. Byerman in for Bigfork, Gilliard, Epperly, Johnson, and Walker. Over to Johnson on the right wing. Gives it up to Gilliard. Gilliard back to Johnson. Johnson looking. Drive, up, under. Kicks it out. Byerman, top of the key. Drives in. Gets underneath. And a call for a traveling violation as Byerman was trying to feed Walker underneath. So a turnover by Bigfork. And suing in on the drive. Up, under. Is shot by Brendan for Malta. Epperly quickly up. Looking, gives it to Byerman. Byerman in the backcourt, over to Gilliard. Across the timeline. Byerman looking to drive in the corner. Back to Gilliard. Gilliard, Johnson underneath Walker. Baseline jumper by Nick Walker. In and out. Epperly tips it up. Grabbed by Hansen for Malta. Quickly up to Brendan. Brendan right side, right wing. He'll give it out to Ingebrigt. Ingebrigt top of the key. He'll give it over to Oxart. Oxart in the corner. Feeds it to Sewing, excuse me. Up to Brendan, top of the key. Ingebrigt looking to drive. Back to Brendan. Three-point shot by Brendan. Drains it over Epperly. And the Vikings down by 15, 22-7 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Gilliard over to Epperly. Back to Johnson. Gilliard need to make a bucket here. Does Bigfork. Johnson underneath. Walker. Baseline jumper is good by Nick Walker. 6:23 to go here. 22-9 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Brennan across the timeline. He'll get it over to Sewing. Sewing looking to drive. Cut off. Ingebrigt with a basketball. Driving on Gilliard. Baseline. Oxart kicks it out. Sewing out to Brendan. Three-point shot. Right wing. Drains it. And Malta on fire from the three-point line here in the first half. Epperly Byerman back to Gilliard. 3-point shot, top of the key. Epperly short. Johnson grabs the rebound for Bigfork. Underneath feeds Byerman. Byerman up. Somehow gets it to fall. As he's fallen to the ground is Landon Byerman. Brennan with the basketball, 25-11 here on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Brennan top of the key, guarded by Epperly. Vikings in a man-to-man defense. He'll give it up to Oxart. Oxart over to Sewing. Sewing. Oxart, 3-point shot on the way is good from the left side. And they don't seem to be missing anything, though, the Mustangs. Johnson looking. Stolen away by Oxart. And fouled by Johnson. That'll be Wyatt Johnson's first 6-team foul. Number 30, Caden Bishop in for Malta. Jack Jensen comes in for Landon Byerman for the Vikings. 5:11 to go. 17-point lead. Malta leads 28-11 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Brendan looking over to Oxart. Right side. Give it up to Bishop. Bishop will give it up to Wilkie. Over to Oxart. Oxart looking to drive. Stop. Pops. Bishop with the basketball. Gives it up to Wilkie. Over to Oxart. Right wing. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Brendan looking to drive. And a traveling violation on Brendan as he tries to go to the middle, and Bigfork cuts him off. Jensen into Isaac Epperly. Epperly, Jensen, Gilliard back to Jensen over to Epperly. Epperly right side. Malta in a 2-3 zone. Over to Jensen right side. 4:24 to go here in the first half. Need a basket right here. Gilliard up off the glass, too strong, gets his own rebound. Looking to take it back up, gets it to Epperly. Epperly pull up jumper, switch from the free throw line by Isaac Epperly. 4:10 to go, 28-13 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. The Vikes down by 15. Over to Brendan, gets it to Oxart. Long three off the rim, no good. And Bishop throws it off the leg of Walker. And the Vikings can't get a break here in the first half. So 3:57 to go. Malta possession. Gets it into Hansen. Top of the key, Bishop. Oxart in the corner. Brendan, 3-point shot on the way, in and out. Jensen grabs the rebound for Bigfork. Gets it up to Gilliard. Gilliard across the timeline for the Vikes. Back to Jensen. Jensen, top of the key. Need a bucket here and get a stop. Get it under 10 before halftime. Isaac Epperly over to Gilliard. Over to Johnson. Johnson looking for Epperly. Epperly looking. Jumper. Pulls up. Off the rim. No good. Grabbed by Bishop for Malta. Quickly up. Wilkie on the drive. And blocked. Offensive foul as Wilkie charges into Gilliard. And that's a second on Wilkie. And a 7-team foul. So no free throws on an offensive foul. 3:17 to go. 28-13 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. The Vikings trail the Mustangs. Over to Gilliard, front court. Gilliard looking back out to Jensen. Jensen top of the key. Looking. Finds Gilliard free throw line. Gilliard, Jensen. Looking drive. Pulls up. Jumper. Bounces around. Gets it to fall off the back of the rim, and it drops for Jack Jensen. 2:54 to go here. 28-15 within 13. Over to Engelbrick. Engelbrick looking. Gives it over to Brendan. Brendan top of the key for Malta. Over to Oxart. Baseline Hammond with the basketball. Out to Brendan. Thought about the three. Johnson was right there. Over to Oxart. Kicks it underneath. Taken away by Jensen. Nice defensive play by Jack Jensen. 2:31 to go. 28-15 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. And the Vikings will take a 30-second timeout. 2:27 to go here in the first half. The Vikings trying to battle back. Down by 13, 28-15 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. This will be a 30-second timeout. The winner of this ball game takes on Loyola in the championship The loser has to play Columbus in loser out action tomorrow at 9 a.m. at CMR. Loyola winning earlier today in the first semifinal, 63-48 over Wolf Point. Wolf Point plays Red Lodge at 9 o'clock right here at the Four Seasons Arena. Well, 2:27 to go. Bigfork basketball after the timeout and trail by 13, trying to get it under 10 before they head into halftime. Into Epperly. Epperly gets it over to Johnson. Back to Epperly. Jensen, right corner. Jensen looking. Right corner three, misses it. Hammond grabs the miss as he doesn't draw iron. Quickly up. And a traveling violation, I believe, called on Malta as he drove in, number 20. Brendan pulls up and travels turnover. Thornus back in for Bigfork. Jensen over to Eppley on the right side. Malta looking to trap. 1:55 to go. Gets it over to Gilliard. 28-15, 1:50 to go. Walker, baseline, drops it for two. 28-17 with 11 now are the Vikings. Brendan, baseline, Hammond. Hammond's going to pull it out. Looking, gets it out to Brendan. Brendan top of the key, Hammond, right side. Jensen tips it. Engelbrett underneath, stolen away by Nick Walker as he steps in front of Hansen. 1:23 to go, Jensen. And the Vikings can pull it into single digits. 1:17 to go, 28-17 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Epperly, top of the key, looking backdoor, gives it. Gilliard, three-point shot on the far side. Eli Thornus, no, Jensen grabs it, puts it, tries to go up, puts it off the glass, misses it. Rebound by Hammond for Malta. Under a minute to go here in the first half. 28-17, right side to Brendan. Back out to Hammond. Hammond over to the left side. Bigfork in a 2-3 zone defense now. They give it to Oxart. We'll give it out to Brendan. In the corner to Engelbrett. Engelbrett brings it back out. In the corner to Brendan. Trying to get it under to Hansen. Feeds it to Hansen. Hansen off the glass for two. And a nice feed by Engelbrett. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Under 30. It's 25. Jensen up. Gets it over to Epperly. Right side. 30-17. Bigfork looking for one shot. As it's down to 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Over to Jensen, right side. Back to Eppley. Screen set up by Walker. Nick Walker, three on the way. Doesn't draw iron or anything. And Walker misses the three from the top of the key at the buzzer. So your halftime score is Malta Mustangs 30, the Bigfork Vikings 17 on your Hansen Excavating scoreboard. I'll be back with halftime stats here from Great Falls, Montana, the second semifinal here at the Four Seasons Arena here in Great Falls. Greg Schmidt, SLPLS, I don't know, one in Montana. In Austin, go Vikes. I'm not sure who you are. And Craig Schmidt in Phoenix listening out there, texting me or sending me a message on the broadcast. I'll be back with your halftime stats here from Great Falls, Montana. All right, welcome back to Great Falls, Montana. Second semifinal. Yeah, let's take care of some business here from Northwestern Energy. Coaches want players to focus their energy on winning the game. Northwestern Energy wants to help you focus on using energy efficiently. Learn how you can get the most out of your energy dollar by visiting Northwestern Energy Efficient Plus website at northwesternenergy.com/energy. Northwestern Energy, a proud sponsor of the Montana High School Association. Well, halftime brought to you by the Flathead Lake Lodge, Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork athletics since 1945. Well, the Vikings trail after not a very good first half, and we'll get to the stats here, by 13, 30-17. And taking a look at the stats for Malta, shooting 50% from the floor, 11-22, 6 of 11 from three-point range, 54.5%. Free throws 2 of 4, 50%. Leading the way for them is Bodie Brendan with 10, 7 by Stockton Oxhart, 9 by Trayton Wilkie, and 4 by Eli Hansen. So 30 at the half. Turnovers, 6 for them, 6 for Bigfork. Assist, they have 6, we have 4. Personal fouls, 7-6. So total rebounds, we're out. Rebounded 12-10. And I'll get to that. For Bigfork on the scoring side, 2 points for Isaac Epley, 2 for Thornus, 4 for Jack Jensen, 2 for Byerman, 2 for Gilliard, and Nick Locker lead the way with 5. Shooting-wise, 7-21, 33.3%, and from three-point range, 0 of 7. So need to do a better job in the second half from three-point range and hit some of those. 3 of 4 from free throw line, so that's good, 75%. Outscored 17-3 in the first, 13-10 in the second, so 30-17 at halftime. And the Vikings need to come out here in the second half against the Malta Mustangs. You got 16 minutes, punch your ticket to the state championship, and I know that's what they're here for. So that's your halftime stats for Bigfork. Let's see, rebounding-wise, out-rebounded total rebounds 12-10, like I said. Leading the way, 3 for Jensen. Byerman with 1, Gilliard with 1. Oh, also Nick Walker has 3. Wyatt Johnson with 1, and Epperly with 1. Leading the way for them, 3 rebounds by Dawson Hammond and 3 rebounds by Eli Hansen. So, about 3:45 till second half tip-off. I'll be back here from Great Falls, the Four Seasons Arena, as the Vikings trail on the Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard at halftime, 30-17 here at the state tournament. Well, welcome back to Great Falls. 16 minutes to get your ticket to the championship. And the Vikings 13 points down here at the half. Got to come out here strong in the third quarter and drop it down to single digits, I think, to have an opportunity. But they can do it. Out there, Jack Jensen's grandparents listening tonight. Yes, and they can do it. Mark and Desiree Mieger in Trout Creek, Montana, cheering on both the Vikes and Valves. So second half starters, first of all, the same starters for both teams. 12, Stockton Oxart. 20, Bodie Brendan. 22, Jared Engelbrick. 24, Trenton Wilkie. And number 44, Eli Hansen. For the Vikes, 0, Wyatt Johnson. 3, Isaac Epperly. 5, Eli Thornes. 15, Bryce Garrett. And 22, Nick Walker. Second half possession belongs to the Mustangs. Hey, gets it into Brendan. Brendan, top of the key. The key is over to Oxart. Oxart loses it slightly. Johnson putting pressure on him. Out to Brendan, top of the key. Over to Oxart, right side. Skip pass all the way over. Top of the key back to Brendan. Oxart back to Brendan. 3-point shot from Brendan. This one in and out. Tipped out by Walker. Tips it to Gilliard. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson left side. Looking, gets it up. Try to feed Jensen. And Johnson saves it out of bounds. He hits it off of Wilkie pretty hard as he's trying to save it as Wilkie was heading out of bounds and saves the possession for Bigfork. He'll get it into Epperly. Gets it in. Gilliard. Pull-up jumper. Misses it. Battling for the rebound between him and Hansen. And off of Hansen, it'll be Bigfork basketball. So a good shot in the middle by Gilliard, just can't come up with it. It'll remain Bigfork basketball, 7:15 to go. Epperly, quickly, Gilliard grabs it, goes to put it up. Held ball. It'll be Bigfork basketball with the possession arrow. As Gilliard grabbed the inbound and tried to go up and tied up by Malta. Epperly, inbound. Gilliard underneath Epperly. Epperly looking. Out to Gilliard. Gilliard back to Epperly. Going to go up against Hansen. Gilliard off the glass. Epperly grabs it. Trying to. They're going to call a held ball. This time Malta will get it as Epperly on the ground with Wilkie and Hansen.
Timeout, Vikings. 30-second timeout.
Check that. 30-second timeout call before the tie-up. So it'll be Bigfork basketball underneath with 35 seconds on the shot clock after the missed shot comes off the rim. And they say no held ball. The timeout happened first. So Epperly, the inbound, stacked are the Vikings on this out-of-bounds play. Little pushing going on underneath. Is Malta. Epperly looking to get it in, gets it into Johnson. And foul whistle blows. Double foul called on 33 Nick Walker and 44 Eli Hansen pushing underneath. So second personal on both, I believe, and first team fouls on each. Underneath, Gilliard, right side from out to Johnson. Johnson top of the key, looking for Epperly. Epperly trying to get Gilliard to swing out over to Thornes on the left side, left wing. Thornes out to Nick Walker, top of the key. Walker thinks about it, gets it underneath Epperly. Epperly guarded by Brennan. Spin move. Epperly's going to go off the glass. Rolls around and drops it for two. And has a chance to bring it within 10 with 6:39 to go. And a nice move by Isaac Epperly. That'll be the second one on Brendan. Second team fouled. And Epperly will shoot the N1. Makes it. So the Vikings within 10 with 6:39 to go here on your Hansen Excavating scoreboard. Oxart, Brendan, left side over to Wilkie. Back out to Brennan. Crossover. Picks it out to Wilkie. Wilkie left side. Skip pass over to Oxart. On the right side. Right side back over all the way over to Wilkie on the left side. Gets it over to Brendan. Brendan top of the key. 2-3 zone by the Vikes. Will give it over. Long three. Off. No good. Epperly comes down with the rebound. He gets it out to Nick Walker. Walker looking up underneath. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson left side. Out to Gilliard. Gilliard looking. And they're going to call traveling. Violation on Bigfork. And 6:02 to go here on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. 30-10, Malta leads. Brennan over the right side. Oxart. Engelbrett. Engelbrett will give it out to Brennan. Brennan, Wilkie sets the screen. Engelbrett in the corner to Oxart, right side. He'll bring it out, give it to Wilkie. Wilkie top of the key. Over to Oxart on the right side underneath. He'll give it to Brennan. Brennan tries to go up, kicks it out to Engelbrett. Engelbrett left side, left corner. Out to Wilkie. Wilkie to the top of the key. Brennan, three-point shot. This one's short off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Gilliard. Gilliard gets it out to Epperly with 5:25 to go here in the third quarter. Epperly looking, gets it over to Johnson. Man-to-man defense by Malta. Johnson, top of the key, extended. They'll give it over to Gilliard. Gilliard on the right side for the Vikes. Gets it up. Epperly, top of the key. Over to Thornus. Thornus looking underneath. Looking for Walker. Walker against Hanson. Gets it over to Thornus. Thornus over on the left side. Looking to drive. Thornus up off the glass. And a blocking foul as Thornus scores the bucket. And Hanson will get called for the blocking foul. That's his third team foul. Thornus at the line to shoot the N1. And the Vikings with 4:59 to go, within 8 at 30-22 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Eli Thornus at the line for the Vikes, shooting the N1. Shot up, off the rim, no good. Tipped around, grabbed there by Wilkie. Wilkie for Malta. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brennan going to drive to the right side. Gets it to Oxart in the right corner. Out to Brennan. Back to Oxart. Thought about the long three. Gets it out. Jensen nearly steals it away from Brennan. Brennan goes in. Tipped away by Gilliard. Intended for Hanson. And Johnson comes up with a loose ball. Johnson, top of the key. 4:30 to go here. 30-22 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Johnson looking. Drive. Pulls up. Kicks it out. Gilliard. Or check that. Epperly. Epperly on the left side for Bigfork. Out to Johnson. Top of the key. Looking over to Jensen. Jensen on the right side, guarded by Wilkie. Looking, gets it out, Gilliard, top of the key, underneath Thornus. Thornus off the glass, no, misses it, and goes to grab it. Wilkie comes up with a loose ball for the Mustangs. In the corner, Oxart, left corner, looking to drive, guarded by Jensen. Out to Wilkie, three-point shot on the way, and a dagger as Wilkie scores the three. Plenty of time to go, 3:50 to go. Jensen to Epperly, back to Jensen across the timeline. Back to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key for Bigfork. Looking to drive in. Epperly up, under, off the glass. Misses it. Tipped around. Jensen comes up with a rebound. Gets it out to Johnson. Johnson a reset for the Vikes. Johnson looking to drive in. Up, under, off the glass, off the rim. No good. Misses the layup. And Hanson comes up with it. Gives it to Brennan. In the corner to Oxart. Oxart spin move baseline. Out to... And the whistle blows. Foul on the baseline. Landon Byram and Nick Walker come in for Johnson and Gilliard. Second personal on Gilliard, second team foul. And on the floor, it'll be possession of Malta. Far side, taking it under their own basket, taking out off of Jensen as he knocks it out of bounds. It'll remain Mustang basketball. 3:17 to go, 33-22 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The Vikings trail by 11. Far corner, three-point shot on the way by Brendan. In and out, right there. Byerman battles for it, gets it to Nick Walker as he tips it off the glass. Gives it up to Epperly. Epperly across the timeline for Bigfork, guarded by Brendan. Epperly gets it over to Jensen. Jensen guarded by Oxart. Brendan Jensen gets it over to Thornus. Thornus coming up, spin move. Out to Jensen. Jensen driving in. Going to pull up Jensen. Little floater gets it to drop off the rim, off the backboard for 2 for Jack Jensen. So the Vikings within 9 at 33-24, 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. Engelbrecht, shot from the elbow. Right elbow, misses it. Epperly with the rebound, gets it up. It's got Nick Walker. Nick Walker on the fly. Nice pass by Epperly. And Walker off the backboard scores 2 for the Vikes. The Vikes within 7 now with 2:28 to go here in the third quarter. And a full timeout taken by the Mustangs here with 2:28 to go. 33-26 here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. I'll be back after this brief timeout. All right, welcome back to Great Falls. Vikings within 7 now, 2:28 to go here in Mustang basketball. As Oxart will get it into Brendan. 2-3 zone by Bigfork. Byerman, Jensen, Epperly, Walker, and Thornus in the ballgame. 3-point shot on the way by Oxart. Boxing out, rebounded by Brendan. Skip pass over to Wilkie. Wilkie underneath Engelbrecht. Will get it out. Brendan from the left side, 3-point. The Mustangs move the ball around and find the open guy. 10-point game here in the third quarter, under 2 minutes to go. Epperly over to Jensen in the front court. Jensen gonna go, drive left side, gets it out to Thornus. Thornus underneath Epperly. Epperly, free throw line, gonna drive it. And they gonna call a push on the ground. And that could be the 4th. That is the 4th personal on 44, Hansen, and the 4th team foul. And he'll have to go out of the ball game, and Hammond will come in for him. So their presence underneath, height-wise, Bigfork certainly has the advantage with 1:41 to go here in the third. Epperly, inbound, Byerman. Byerman on the right wing, looking, gets it out to Epperly. Epperly underneath, finds Gilliard. Turnaround jumper by Gilliard. Off the rim, no good. Walker grabs it. Gilliard grabs it, gets it out to Epperly on the loose ball. And down goes Nick Walker as he was battling for that rebound. And coming up hobbling is the 6'5" post for the Vikings.
In for the Vikings, number 0, Wyatt Johnson.
And Johnson will come in for Walker. Nick battling for that rebound, tips it out to Gilliard, then off Gilliard out to, and Byerman will inbound with 1:28 to go. 36-26 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. We'll give it up to Epperly. Does Jensen. Back to Jensen over on the left side. Jensen looking, screen set. Gets it over to Gilliard underneath to Isaac Epperly. Byerman going to drive baseline. Floats it up, too strong. Right there, gets his own rebound. Byerman goes up. Jensen with the rebound. Grabs it off the thing, no good. Epperly off the glass. Scores the 2 as he tips it in. With 1:02 to go here in the third. Hammond will give it up to Oxart. Far side. Brendan back to Oxart. Thought about shooting the 3. Going to drive in. Brendan looking to shoot. Stolen away. Jensen steps in front and hits off of Johnson, but Jensen able to save it. Gives it up to Epperly. 45 seconds to go here in the third. 36-28 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Epperly looking to get it to Gilliard. Back to Epperly. Over to Jensen. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Jensen over to Epperly. Epperly thought about the 3. Back to Gilliard. Gilliard baseline right side. Gets it out to Epperly. Epperly looking. 25 seconds, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Going to drive on Hammond. Right elbow. Epperly drains the 2 on the turnaround jumper. The Vikings within 6 with 15 seconds to go here in the third. On the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, 36-30. The Mustangs lead the Vikings. And Hammond will give it over to Brendan. Back to Hammond in the right corner. Out to Brendan. Skip pass to Wilkie. Wilkie underneath Engelbrecht. Jumper at the buzzer. And it scores as Engelbrecht from the free throw line turnarounds and shoots it and drops it. So 3 complete here in Great Falls, the second semifinal. It is the Malta Mustangs 38, the Bigfork Vikings 30 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard. And a heck of a ball game here as the Vikings battled back after being down at halftime. And they trailed at halftime by 13, 30-17. Now they dropped it down, had it within 6. Now they're within 8 after that shot. I'll be back after this timeout from Great Falls, Montana. Four Seasons Arena. All right, welcome back to Great Falls. Heck of a semifinal ball game. Exciting, a lot of energy here in the building. Mustangs have the basketball to start the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to punch your ticket. Brendan will give it out to Oxart. Oxart looking to drive underneath. And off of Engelbrecht, it will be Bigfork basketball on the turnover. 7:52 to go. Here, Jensen, Gilliard, Epperly, Byerman, and Johnson in the ball game, trying to get Nick Walker, see where he's at. Byerman over to Jensen, out to Gilliard. Gilliard top of the key. I don't see Nick Walker, probably going to retape that ankle underneath. Byerman off the glass on the alley-oop from Jensen, within 6 on the Vikings. Here with 7:25 to go. Here on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard, 38-32, Malta leads over to Oxart. Guarded by Johnson. He'll give it out to Brendan. Brendan looking underneath. Give it to Engelbrecht, free throw line. Out to Oxart on the right side. Oxart, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Brendan looking. Cut off by Johnson. Johnson trying to pick up the charging foul. He usually does an absolute phenomenal job. Gets called for the blocking foul. It'll be Malta basketball underneath. That is Johnson's second. Third team foul on the Vikes with 7:05 to go here in the ballgame. Oxart to trigger the inbound. Looking all the way out to Hammond. Jensen tried to grab it. Oxart left side. Going to drive baseline on Byerman. Oxart off the glass, no milk, good. Gilliard comes up with the rebound. Epperly with the basketball as he gets the pass from Gilliard. Epperly guarded by Brendan. 6:48 to go. 38-32 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Vikings trail by 6. Over to Johnson, back to Epperly. 17 seconds on the shot clock. In the corner, Jack Jensen underneath. Johnson up, out to Epperly. 3-point shot by Epperly is good from the top of the key. Isaac Epperly for 3. The pull the Vikes within 3. 6:27 to go here in the ball game. The Vikings trail 38-35 on your Gunlock Construction scoreboard, and a full timeout here from Four Seasons Arena here in Great Falls, Montana at the Class B State Basketball Tournament. Welcome back to Great Falls, Montana. An absolute electric atmosphere at the state tournament in the second semifinal as the Vikings fight from 17 down and pull within 3 with 6:25 to go. Malta with the basketball. He'll give it over to Oxart, over to Hammond. Hammond right side, gives it up to Wilkie. Wilkie right side of the white ring is going to get out, looking to get it out, gets it out to Brennan. Brennan top of the key, pressure defense, put him by Bigfork. Oxart. Back corner, Wilkie. Wilkie right side, gets it to Ingebrigt. Out to Brennan. Oxart in the corner, Hammond. Hammond kicks it out. Oxart. Pressure defense by Bigfork. Brennan looking to drive in. Pull-up jumper is good. Brennan's been money for Malta. Quickly up. Johnson up the left side for Bigfork. Looking underneath. Kicks it out to Epperly. 40-35 under fly head leg glide scoreboard. Epperly to Jensen, back to Epperly. Epperly top of the key. Johnson sets a screen. Epperly pull-up jumper. Blocked by Malta. And Landon Byerman tries to pick up the charging foul on Jared Engelbrich. Gets called for the block. Good sign. Nick Walker back in the ballgame for the Vikes after twisting his ankle. Got that retaped, and he's ready to go as he comes in for Byerman. 5:29 to go. Brendan. Engelbrich sets the screen over to Wilkie. Wilkie right side. Looking underneath Engelbrich. Free throw line extended out to Brendan. Brendan looking, pulls it up over to Oxart. Back to Brendan. Just can't let him shoot. Oxart, three-point shot on the way. Off the rim, no good. Epperly comes down with the rebound quickly up. Finds Nick Walker. And off of Malta, Ingebrigt almost hit him for another touchdown. And the pass just a little bit short, and Walker had to wait for it. Otherwise, he has an open layup. A 44. Eli Hansen comes back in for Malta with those 4 personals with 5:03 to go. And Malta leading 40-35 on your Hansen Excavating scoreboard. Nick Walker's shot off the rim, no good. Off the inbound pass. Rebound by Malta. Gets it out to Brendan. Brendan, top of the key. Kick it over to Oxart. Back to Brendan. Brendan looking to drive. Over to Oxart. Oxart top. Brendan on the right side. Oxart top of the key. Gets it over to Wilkie underneath. Engelbrich. Brendan in and out. 3-point. And a big rebound there by Isaac Epperly with 4:30 to go. 40-35 on your Hansen Excavating scoreboard. Jensen gets it to Epperly. Back to Jensen. Jensen on the right side. Back over to Epperly. Looking to set it up and score. 4:20 to go. Over to Jensen to Johnson. Johnson on the left wing. Looking. Epperly, 3-point shot of the way. In and out, no good. Grab the rebound is grabbed by Gilliard. Out to Johnson. Johnson looking to drive in. Jensen baseline. Jensen looking to pull up. Gets it out to Gilliard. 3-point shot by Gilliard. On the way. Too strong. Oh, and Jensen nearly had the rebound. Looked like he got fouled. Hey, and he does it again. Wyatt Johnson steps in front and takes the charge from Oxart. Oxart goes down. You don't like to see this as he goes barreling in and runs over Johnson. And that's a player-controlled charging foul. 3 personals on Oxart. 14 foul. 3:53 to go, and the teams go over towards their collective benches here. And officials timeout, injury timeout for Oxart, who's still down on the court. You don't like to see that. And he'll have to put Hammond back in for Oxart. And that does not look good. His left ankle hobbling, one of their leaders, their point guard, Oxart, for the Mustangs. Well, they got him off the court on the bench. Look to tape him up. It'll be Bigfork basketball here. 15 foul on Malta, 3rd personal. Into Jensen. In the backcourt, Malta looking to put pressure over to Epperly. Epperly right side. Gets it to Gilliard. Gilliard will look up, holds on to it. It's going to pass it to Epperly. Finally does. Back to Gilliard. Underneath. Epperly backdoor cut. Off the glass. And they're going to call a foul on Jared Engelbrecht on the back door to Epperly. And that's their 16th foul, second one on Engelbrecht. Johnson to inbound. Gets it out. Stolen away by Brendan, who tries to get it to Epperly with 3:30 to go. Still a 5-point game. 40-35 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Over to Wilkie. Wilkie right wing out to Brendan. Brendan top of the key. Looking to drive. Kicks it over. Hammond left side. Hammond the freshman for the Mustangs. Kicks it over. Brendan on the left side. They're not going to let him open for a three. Wilkie underneath Engelbrecht. Free throw line. Looking, spinning. Kicks it out. Hammond pulls up. Blocked by Epperly. And they're going to call a foul on Isaac Epperly. That's his second and 15th foul. And Dawson Hammond to the line to shoot two for Malta. 3:02 to go. First shot up is good by Hammond, and he'll get one more. Looks like Engelbrecht is got some blood on his knee, so they'll take a 30-second timeout. Malta will to try to keep him in the ballgame. 3:02 to go, 41-35 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. With the Vikings trailing by 6 here, and Hammond still at the line. He'll get one more free throw on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. The Vikings have battled valiantly here against the Malta Mustangs. Down by 17 at halftime. Had it within 3. And 34, Carson Ottinger will come in for Engelbrecht. And Hammond at the line for one more. Misses it. Johnson nearly comes up. Hammond comes up with a loose ball. He gives out Ottinger. Out to Wilkie. Wilkie over to Brendan. Brendan looking, driving right side in the corner to Hammond. Hammond back out to Brendan. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Brendan top of the key. Out to Wilkie, back to Brendan. They're not going to give him an open look as they're doubling across. Johnson follows Brendan. Brenson look on the drive. Off the glass, no good. Epperly nearly comes up with it. Wilkie, Hammond, thought about the three, going to drive in. Shoots it up. Floater's good by Dawson Hammond over the outstretched arms of Walker. Jensen over to Epperly. Epperly in the front court for Bigfork. Quickly gets it over to Jensen. Back to Epperly. Down by 8. 43-35. 2:10 to go here in the ballgame. Johnson looking. Epperly. Gilliard. Baseline. Nick Walker on the baseline. Drives. And no foul called. But Walker puts it off the glass for 2. 43-37 within 6. 1:54 to go. Hammond out to Brendan. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Brendan over to Wilkie. Mustangs look like trying to run clock. Slow it down. Over to Hammond. Hammond left side. Pulls it out, gives it to Brendan. Brendan looking to cross over, gets to Hammond. Hammond driving baseline. Pulls up, tipped away by Epperly. Hanson comes up with it, puts it over the glass, top of the rim, and drops for 2. 1:25 to go. 45-37 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. Epperly. Vikings need a quick score here. Taken away by Brendan in the backcourt by the Mustangs. Brendan will give it over to Wilkie. Wilkie looking to drive. Wilkie out to Brendan. Back to Wilkie left side. 3-point shot of the way, no good. Rebounded. Epperly battling with Ottinger. And they're going to say it's off Bigfork. Off Epperly. 22, Engelbrecht comes back in the lineup for Ottinger. 59.8 go, just under 1 minute. 45-37 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The Vikings trail the Mustangs. Into Engelbrecht. They got to foul him. They got 2 more fouls to give to get to 7 and put them in a 1-and-1. 54.3 to go. We're at 6. One more will put them in a 1-and-1. And the Mustangs will inbound far side in the front court. Johnson putting pressure. Wilkie looking to get it in. Gets it to Hammond in the backcourt. Hammond, the freshman, will go to the line into 1-on-1. Third personal, now the fourth personal on Bryce Gilliard. 17 foul. Nate Hammond, who just made those three, or not, check that. That's Nate's dad, Dawson Hammond, who just made the two, back at the line to shoot 1-on-1. Misses it. Rebounded there by Nick Walker. Quickly up. The Vikings need to score. Down by 8. Jensen over to Gilliard. Back to Jensen. Gilliard looking. Johnson loses it out of bounds on the pass from Gilliard. 41.1 to go on your Bigfork Harvest Field scoreboard. 45-37. Inbound to Ingebrigt. And that'll be 5 on Gilliard. And that'll take him out of the ball game. And that'll put Ingebrigt at the line for a 1-on-1. And Coach Hollow looking and calls Landon Byerman off the bench to come in for Gilliard. So Ingebrigt at the line, 1-on-1, 8 team fouls on Bigfork with 40.2 to go. Shot up, too hard. Rebound by Epperly. Quickly need to get up and score. Epperly looking. Spin move. Epperly up, under, off the glass. And timeout taken by Bigfork. 31 seconds to go. 45-39. A two-possession ball game here with 31 seconds to go. 45-39 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. And a full timeout here from Great Falls, Montana. Eli Thornes returned to the lineup for Bigfork. And I'll be back after this timeout. All right, welcome back to Great Falls Four Seasons Arena. The Vikings within 6, 45-39, 31 seconds to go here on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Need a turnover here, need a steal, and a bucket. Quickly into Brendan. Got to foul him, put him at the line, 1-on-1. Finally, the foul's called in the front court. I thought it could be called back there in the back court. They didn't call it. And Brendan will go to the line for a 1-on-1. Third personal on Thornes. Nick Walker will come back in for Bigfork. 19 fouls, so a 1-on-1 as Bodie Brendan goes to the line for Malta. Shot up. This time, Brendan makes it. 46-39. He'll get one more. 47-39, 25 seconds to go. Jensen quickly up, 8-point lead. No foul there as Brendan. 3-point shot from Eppley, misses it. On the ground, Landon Byerman steals it, gets it out to Jensen. Epperly looking to drive in. Epperly up off the glass for 2. And Bigfork takes a timeout, 8.2 to go. Another full timeout taken by the Vikings. 47-41, 8.2 seconds to go in this ball game. And Vikings without any more timeouts. 3 left for the Mustangs. They got it within 3, couldn't quite get over that hump and make the key basket. And Malta hit them, but they're going to have to try to steal the inbounds play, hopefully, and get a shot up. 2-possession game here with 8.2 to go. I'll be back after this quick timeout. All right, we're back here in Great Falls. 8.2 to go here. They're down by 6. Hammond the inbound from Malta. Need a steal here. Wilkie looking over to Brennan. Time's going to run out on the Vikings here. But a valiant effort by the Vikes. They fought back after being down by 17. And Malta will take on Loyola in the championship at 6:30 tomorrow. Vikings move into a loser-out game at 9 a.m. against CMR tomorrow against Columbus. Well, a valiant effort. Difficult to go down by 17 at half and fight back, but they did battle well to pull within 6. Outscored them by 11. Wasn't enough in the second half. And I'll be back with your stats here at halftime, or at the full game, before we get ready for the Valkyries semifinal against Huntley Project. I'll be back here with your post game momentarily. All right, welcome back to Great Falls, Montana. Four Seasons Arena finals as the Vikings take that one on the chin. 47-41, so they'll move and lose a chance to win some hardware in third place. By the second half, they shot 46% compared to 35% for the Mustangs. But 17-point lead is hard to come back from. Total rebounds, out-rebounded them 27-22 after getting out-rebounded in the first half. But assists, turnovers 11 apiece. Assist 8 for Bigfork, 11 for them. Leading the way for Malta, 17 points by Bodie Brennan and Key there, hitting those big threes. 12 points by Wilkie, 7 by Stockton Oxhart, 6 points by Eli Hansen. Hammond had 3. For the Vikings, leading the way, Isaac Epler with 16. 4 by Thornus, 6 by Jensen, 9 by Nick Walker, 2 by Bryce Gilliard, and 4 by Bannerman, 2 by Bryce Gilliard. So did a bit of a shot. Only 1 of 4 from three-point range, 1 of 11 overall, and Malta 8 of 21. So that's the big difference in the ball game. Well, I'll wrap things up here on this ball game as we get ready for the Valkyries. Let me switch this off, wrap this up. I'll be back right with you with pregame and what we're doing for the Valkyries here. Once again, your final 47-41, the Mustangs beat the Vikings. Bigfork plays at 9 a.m. tomorrow at CMR. We'll be right back here with that tomorrow morning. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you on the flip side with the Valkyries taking on Huntley